Alright, hey folks, I'm back. I'm going to be bringing you another commentary. So the first couple videos from IPL4 in Las Vegas have been released, which is being played right now as I'm casting this. I haven't been watching the stream and the official stream, mostly because I don't really have time this weekend, but also because I find that the official Riot Games commentary focuses a little too much on telling you what the abilities of the champions do rather than, commentating the game. And also because I didn't want to spoil the games for myself for when I want to cast them, so I'm going to be casting a game. What we've got here right now is Epik versus V8, and the reason I chose this game is because I'm a fan of TreeEskimo's stream, who plays for V8. I've been watching his stream for like a year and a half now, and he and the rest of V8 actually streamed a lot of their preparation for this event, which they're taking very seriously because it's sort of one of the major events that they have a chance to do well in this season. And they've been perennially just below the cut for making the top teams. So they put a lot of work into it, and I'm interested to see how that plays out. And because I know a lot about their prep work, I might be able to give more insightful commentary. This game is actually game 2 of a 3-game set. Game 1 seems to have mysteriously vanished. I only have, obviously, the official stream videos. If they release replays, which they probably won't because there isn't an official replay client for League of Legends. But if they release replays, I'll switch to those as soon as possible, believe you me. But until then, we're just using the official stream. Epic Gamer consists of Westrice, Salce, Clakey D, Mashme, and Nhat Nguyen. I'm doing this from memory because I don't... I'm having a little trouble reading this on the fly just because the resolution is not perfect on this stream. And they're up against V8 Esports, who are Muffinqt, TakashiX, Aphromoo, UnstoppableX, and TreeEskimo. And we're going to be looking at what roles they play as they pick their heroes. Just to real quick go over the bans. These bans are pretty focused against V8. Takashi plays Morgana, and a lot of Morgana. So it just makes sense to ban Morgana against V8. And similarly, TreeEskimo plays a ton of Udyr. And Aphromoo plays a ton of Kog'Maw. Just these are heroes that they really like picking, so it makes sense to ban them against them. On the other hand, V8 bans seem a little more general because they're just banning heroes that are really, really strong in the current version. Though I suspect that Epic Gamer plays pretty excellent Chens, Lee Sins, and Janna. These are also just heroes that are really powerful in pro play right now. The first pick of Corki I really like. Teams have been using Corki both top lane and bot as an AD carry. If it's actually Westrice playing Corki, then we'll be seeing him go top with him. But I suspect they'll be sending him bottom lane, just because first picking a Corki who you intend to send top opens you up to be counterpicked a little bit. And also, it's probably more important to get Corki who's a very strong AD if that's what you want for your AD. But we'll be seeing what they pick. As I said, I have not watched this game. I'm going to be starting the pick phase now. We're looking at, I believe this is V8 down here, just on the camera. Yeah, it's V8. Discussing what they want to pick. I kind of like going over, a Mundo. I kind of like going over the picks in real time as the teams are doing it, because it gives you a sense of exactly how much time they have to make their decisions. Mundo has been seeing some play as a jungler, but I suspect, because V8 talked about this earlier, that they'll be sending him top lane in the hands of TreeEskimo, and I believe that'll be Takashi mid lane on the Kennen. So they're sort of avoiding the whole Corki thing by just picking heroes that they want. We see just an immediate snap of Soraka, which makes me think even more that they're going to send Corki bot, because Corki with infinite mana can just be like a huge, like a really big game. They can just shove people around, just throwing out phospho bombs and Gatling guns and missiles over and over again will let you really push them around bottom lane. And also, I like that Maokai pick. Again, a very safe pick when both teams are playing it quite safe, picking heroes that are not easily countered and that don't give away their intended plans. Maokai is obviously a very good jungler. He can carry in oracles because he doesn't need that much gold, and works reasonably well as defense against the AoE from Kennen. Leona is another sort of specialty hero that you more or less only see V8 playing. Muffinqt and Aphromoo, their support and AD carry respectively, are going to be playing, a very aggressive lane here. With that Leona Tristana, and I don't know if I like that so much, because it's going to be really hard for them to... Ooh. No, that can't be right. That's not a... There's no way they're picking a mid lane Ashe. Unless... Yeah, okay. There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't know how much I like that, because the counter initiation between... in bottom lane from Soraka and Corki, who can Valk away and stuff, is very strong. I don't know if they're going to be able to get kills or even push them around too much. I suspect we'll be seeing... I mean, we're going to pick a jungler here. I suspect we'll be seeing something really heavy-hitting, and like a counter to the sort of single target burst. I mean, this team is like all Vlad and Corki, so something like a... maybe a Malphite to slow the Corki's attack speed would be sick, or a... so right. I promise I did not watch this game beforehand. Yeah, alright. So they're gonna pick up a Malphite. Wow. I'm a psychic. And we'll be seeing some swaps. So we're seeing Westrice take Riven top against... I assume they'll be swapping Mundo to TreeEskimo. Although maybe it's Tree playing Malphite and Mundo in the jungle. That would be interesting. But we'll see. It's going to be Salce mid against Takashi. With Vlad against the Kennen. And Clakey D in the jungle on the Maokai against UnstoppableX in the jungle on the Mundo. Well, they're doing some swaps there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mashme on Corki, facing off against Aphromoo on Tristana, and Nhat Nguyen on Soraka. Oh, okay, there we go. We got the switch against Muffinqt on Leona. So yeah, I guess they were psyching him out or something. I don't know. I don't actually know if the teams in this event can see what each other are can see on the tournament client. I don't know how it works, if you can see which player is using which hero, and they were sort of hoping to psych people out by pretending it was Mundo in the jungle and make them pick the wrong summoners or something. That would be kind of sneaky, a little underhanded. I like it. Just gonna take a drink of tea before the game starts. Here we get to look at the casters for a bit. I'm going to skip ahead and skip ahead some more until hopefully the game actually starts. Here we go. Alright. So what I think about these teams in general is that with Leona, Kennen, and Malphite, V8 has beautiful counter initiation, so it's going to be very hard for Riven to get in there, or she'll just get like Kennen ulted and stunned down. On the other hand, Vlad ult and Soraka are also very good counter initiation, and neither team has sort of dedicated initiators. Leona and Malphite can certainly initiate very, very well. They're obviously very strong initiators, but they're also very good at holding back and waiting for the enemy to cluster, and usually more powerful if used as counter initiation rather than initiation. It's the difference between hitting 2 people with a Malphite or a Leona ult and hitting 4 people usually. So we see because they're a better level 1 team, V8's going to invade. They're warding, but they also got seen by the ward and the Maokai sapling earlier. And they're going to maybe come around and go to the blue. They definitely want to fight at level 1 and do some counter jungling. For Maokai's jungle's pretty fragile. He really wants that blue. Well, Westrice is not moving. A cleaver in there could... Oh, okay, the cleaver went the wrong way. Are they going to miss him? That would be... No. Oh, okay. Westrice is dead. Yeah. You just get the jump and the cleaver and stuff, and yeah, that's it. Oh no, don't freeze. So we get a flash over, and I really like what V8 did there. They just, they needed 1 flash, so they just let Trist flash, and they got that kill with the absolute minimum of summoners spent. And now they're going to steal these wolves and do the blue. Yeah, well, Maokai has to be content with the wraiths. They could maybe have tried the risky play of going for V8's blue, but it'll be hard. Now, one thing we want to note here is whether V8 leaves a small lizard at this blue or not. If you don't, you get a timer on it, like a perfect timer. If not, then you delay their blue a little bit. You see what I mean about Maokai's jungle being a bit fragile. He's already half health and no mana. And it looks like we're going to get a 3-man gank top to kill Westrice again. That would just set... yep, yeah, and I'm sure he's going down here. Double exhaust, just a hook from Leona, a cleaver. Yeah. Alright. So, really nice play. I don't know about that ignite. Out of Westrice there, but really nice play coming out of V8, just getting their lanes ahead. Tree's gonna be so far ahead. Yeah, okay, and so they did leave a small lizard. So they don't have a perfect timer on the blue. We'll have to see if they come ward it later. Obviously, I'm not controlling the camera here, so don't blame me if we miss a kill. I will try to be watching the minimap as much as possible, as well as the motions of the camera. Also, the mouse, the in-game mouse is not me. This mouse is me. So, if I'm pointing at something, look at the white cursor, not the yellow cursor. Westrice is getting a bit of farm here. Tree went and healed and bought. He already has Tabby, which is going to make him just invincible to Riven. So that lane's going to be really, really hard for Epik to come back from. They're also just down 2 kills, so they're down already like 700 gold. No, like 900 gold. I can do math, I swear. Really nice use of explosive shot there to last hit under turret. Last hitting under turret is an art. V8's play generally relies on Muffin and Aphro crushing bot lane. They tend to really put a lot of faith into those two. Looks like Kennen gets away. It was just a root and a... this is what I mean about last hitting under turret being an art. Takashi missing all of those creeps. It's something that I find a lot of mid laners and top laners don't do very well, last hit under turret, which is strange because those lanes tend to push to turret a lot. But partly it's because they often play heroes that do it automatically, because they have, you know, low cooldown nukes or auto attack resetters or something like Irelia, where she can just automatically get creeps. It doesn't even matter. I suspect that top lane Tree should be playing very aggressively. It's very hard to gank top in a pro game because they'll just do dragon or something. unlike in solo queue where people gank top literally every 10 seconds, uh, as you will know if you play top lane. So I suspect we should be seeing TreeEskimo pushing Westrice around as much as possible. I mean, those tabby just make him really hard to handle. He did miss a couple creeps for that, though, which is not ideal. Mundo can obviously use his cleaver to get last hits. I really like how he turned on Burning Agony there just in time for the Riven stun. Really nice play. I assume he's maxing cleaver, putting 1 point into Agony and then secondarying Masochism. That's the usual build on lane Mundo. And Tree likes to get a Spirit Visage and then a Zeke's, which I always want to call Starks because that's what it used to be called. So yeah, we're seeing the advantage top lane be parlayed into a slight CS advantage. Although Corki is way up on Tristana. Oh man, that's not a great initiation there. Yeah, I don't know. Trading summoners is not good for Riven against a Mundo. Because Mundo can last. Oh, brutal. Okay, so he saw Mundo ult and flashed in to try to get the kill immediately. But Tree very wisely, because it cost him 20% of his health, so he would have got that kill with just one hit. But Tree very wisely ulted and then ran away instead of running in. Like the sort of automatic intuition is to just run in as soon as you pop Mundo ult. But because he backed up there, he baited Westrice really hard, which picks him up a kill and just further cements his domination of this lane. Westrice sort of had to make that play though, even though it ended up looking pretty stupid. Because he needed to do something risky and hope Tree made a mistake, or he's just going to get ground out and lose the lane eventually. And one of the problems with Riven as a champion is that a Riven that loses the lane, her main advantage is that she wins lanes really hard. So a Riven that loses the lane does not scale as well as many other champions would. Seeing Tree just, keep spamming that Mundo ult every time it's off cooldown, and just push Westrice around as much as possible. He's going to probably go healing here. Although you never know, Mundos often don't go healing. The game's starting to freeze a little bit. Which is that's actually part of the stream, unfortunately. You can tell because the timer on the bar keeps going up. I apologize, by the way, for the timer bar. I know some people hate those, but it's an inevitable consequence of the format we're using, so bear with me. Just doing some last hitting. Has actually caught up enormously to Corki. She was down... Aphromoo was down, like 15 creeps just the last time I checked this, and is back up to par already, so really nice play there. Just must have cleared out a huge wave at turret. Still slightly disadvantaged in the lane, but as I expected they would be, because a kill lane against a very powerful defensive lane is just not going to yield huge results. They did place a ward at the blue. That's a blue ward. Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. I mean, they got the perfect initiation there, but just the Soraka heal is too much. That armor buff makes Corki unkillable, and the Valkyrie means that he just doesn't have to take hits. He doesn't need to. So Leona ult is actually down here. Looks like they're pulling out Dragon, yeah, so the casters noticed also that they're pulling out Dragon, and they're going to do it, I don't think Epik knows about it, but, oh, they reset it? That is a pretty elementary mistake there by V8. They reset the Dragon, and now they don't get it. That really sucks for them. Someone pulled too far off, I guess, or no one hit it. You need to hit the Dragon like a split second after it de-aggroes. This is true of any jungle creep. Otherwise, it will reset. And it looks like Mundo will not get the Riven there, but does, for the cost of his exhaust, push her out of the lane. Really good job by Tree, as I said, just bullying this lane around. Especially with that extra kill he got, he's just going to be able to make sure that Riven doesn't get anything. I also, again, I like this getting Warden's Mail first, actually not going straight for the Spirit Visage. Good itemization choice, because, again, Riven only does physical damage, and Warden's Mail will destroy her. Tree picking up turret in that time. Getting top turret is really nice for a team. Okay, so there is a gank top lane, and it looks like Mundo will go down. I don't think that Ghost is going to save him. His ult is off cooldown starting right now, but he's going to have to run towards the enemy team, and with oh, beautiful escape by TreeEskimo. I thought for sure he was dead there, but he was able to juke around, and the game is freezing. He was able to juke around through the brush there and dodge. He dodged 2 of Maokai's spells in the brush there that Clakey just threw out, which he probably should have waited on. But also just the small amount of cooldown reduction from the defensive tree got his ultimate back off cooldown just slightly fast enough, and just being tanky enough and having that Warden's Mail, and the game is really freezing now. Hopefully this is not a problem that persists through the whole game, because this would be really annoying. See Kennen at 97 CS to Vlad, or 93 CS to Vlad's 96, but they just got a kill that we didn't quite see, and that was a solo kill with Salce at full health. So clearly some kind of awful mistake by Takashi there. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna pause this real quick and pause the recording real quick and check to see if the freezing goes away. The freezing does in fact go away a little bit further on down the video. It's like another 3 minutes, so we'll tough it out and we'll discuss game state. Oh man, this is not a good time for there to be a fight, but it looks like Aphromoo is just super dead. And do they have an exhaust up for Muffin? They do have an exhaust up for Muffin and a Maokai root. That's going to get them a double kill here. Which is gonna, let's see who gets this kill, but Mashme got the first kill. Oh, okay. Alright, the game skipped a bit, but Mashme also got the second kill, so a double kill for Corki, combined with a CS lead. That's gonna make him really, really strong. Just a bunch of big plays bought. They're also gonna get the turret, it looks like, and I'm really sorry about the freezing, guys. I didn't know this would happen when I picked this video, but we'll tough it out, and it does go away, I promise. Getting Corki red here just to cement their advantage. Sorry, I said they were going to get bot turret, but I was looking at the mini-map wrong. Notice that Maokai has not picked up an Oracles yet, whereas Unstoppable on that Malphite, who also is a very similar hero in that he doesn't need a ton of gold and is very tanky, so he can take Oracles, has picked up an Oracles. I had to think for a second to remember where I started that sentence. Oh, really nice cleavers from Tree, just hitting all the time. Let's see if he can get another one. And that one was... yeah, like through fog and stuff. Yeah? Alright, another cleaver. Come on, freezing. You can do it. I guess they were having a lot of problems with this part of the stream. Probably internet problems or something. We're getting on towards where I jumped to, though, where the freezing clears up. So, should not be much longer with it. Yeah, that was a really nice series of cleavers at that blue buff, and they did, in fact, get to steal the blue, which is huge. Not as huge as if Kennen or Vlad were mid lane heroes who desperately needed blue. Blues are less important in this game than they usually are. But when did they kill Corki? Looks like we missed that kill. But Trist killed Corki, which I assume was because of good initiation by Leona, and picked up a red buff, so that goes a long way to redressing the balance. I don't think Mundo will die here. If he didn't die in that last one, he has Ghost, he has, he doesn't have ult, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, if he didn't die in that last fight, that one was not going to take him out. They get mid turret as well as top turret, so they're up 2 turrets, and mid turret is huge. It makes dragon control and stuff much easier. Really nice aggressive wards by V8, and still no oracles from Epik. I really think that's a mistake. I think they need the oracles. I think oracles is just such an important thing for the mid game. That map control, and they have a team that's designed to pick them up. I mean, both Maokai and Soraka are heroes who really like picking up oracles because they're hard to kill. And I mean, especially Maokai, who's a ganking jungler who roams a lot. It just makes sense to get in oracles. Be seeing what Maokai picks up. I assume it's oracles next because he has 2 gold per 5s and merc treads, and usually the standard build is you get oracles, then you get Ashrelias. But if they had one, for example, then they could clear that ward and stuff. Looks like Aphromoo will be fine. He walks. Actually, that was a really nice. He was able to skirt close to them, and err on the side of danger. He would not have been able to do that if they'd been able to clear that ward. On the other hand, V8 does clear a ward, but with Kennen mid and Mundo top, they're just not in position for this. Really nice Leona ult and Malphite ult chain to hit everyone, but that's going to be... despite that, that's going to be awful for V8, because this is still a 3v4, and they initiated on Soraka, who just healed herself 3 times. That's going to cost them at least 2 deaths, and probably 3, because Clakey is in range for the binding, and no, okay, they back off. So they give up 2 deaths there, including Malphite's oracles, and the dragon. Epik is now up on kills, although they're still down 4k gold, but that's a huge turnaround for Epik. And just a big mistake there by V8 to initiate like that, even though it was a perfect positioning. There were 3 of them, and there were 4 of Epik, at least, that they knew about who were there, and probably 5. It turned out the 5th had based, but they couldn't know that for certain. So obviously you can't be affording, even if you get a good opportunity to initiate 3v5. It just doesn't work. It's one of those things that I wish my solo queue teams would learn. So, quick CS check. Vlad is up a kill and a bunch of CS on Kennen. The Corki is up slightly on Trist, but also has 4 kills. Riven has, I think that's 112 to Mundo's 146, so huge advantage top lane, obviously. Mundo's also 2-0, so Tree's just going to be an incredible force throughout this mid-game. We'll have to see what he goes at next, but he's got his Spirit Visage, he's got his Warden's Mail, he's got his Kindle Gem, etc. That's Eye-Edge finished on Tristana to Black Cleaver finished on Corki, so Trist actually does slightly more damage than Corki right now, you know, per shot, although Corki, if they stand and right-click on each other, Corki will obviously destroy Trist, just because you don't always crit on your Infinity Edge. Maokai continuing to not buy Oracles. I just really don't like that decision. And Vlad building pure damage. I really like that, actually, because it's going to be really hard for V8 against a Riven and a Corki not to buy tons of armor. So Vlad just building damage makes a lot of sense, because they're going to have to stack armor. And therefore won't have a bunch of magic resist. Conversely, I really hate this Brutalizer on Riven, because the other team is just stacking armor, as you can already see. I mean, they have a Malphite. And I don't think that the armor pen is going to work there. As I'm sure you know, flat armor pen scales. You know, the more armor the other team has, the less you want flat armor pen. But, of course, the less magic resist they have, the more you want the flat magic pen from those Sork shoes. With blue buff on Salce, and still not clearing that ward, but with blue buff on Salce, and with Corki and Vlad so strong, I feel like Epik should be trying to pick a fight here. They just got a dragon. I mean, they're still down a little bit of gold, but I assume Kennen's going to come over and take this golem. No, maybe they'll give it to Malphite. I guess having Malphite be having Ground Slam on like a 4-second cooldown. Actually, the casters are clearly talking about the same thing. Ground Slam's on a 4-second cooldown right now, which means that it is a 4-second 50% attack speed debuff on a 4-second cooldown, which means that Corki's Black Cleaver is going to look pretty silly, because he's never going to be able to stack it up all the way on any given hero when he's attacking like chum, thum, thum. Did they rebuy Oracles on Malphite? I didn't actually notice, but I suspect they will. As well as a Glacial Shroud. So I think Epik is slightly stronger right now and should be looking to force a fight or force picks, but it's really hard when you're getting counter warded and don't have map control. I'm harping on this a lot, but that's because I think it's a really big error for them to not get an Oracles. Looks like Corki has decided to go Zeal next. I am not sure if that's going to be Phantom Dancer or Triforce. Probably Triforce. Zonya's finished on Kennen. Interestingly, no Will. Usually that's the first item Kennens get, but it looks like he also is just going straight damage. Which I think is going to work a little less well, because they seem to be buying a little more MR. Merc treads on Corki and stuff, or on Maokai and stuff. Randuin's finished on Mundo, and oh, this is huge actually. Vlad is gonna die here, and oh, maybe not. If Soraka gets the heals, he's living, and he's dead. He turned. He got caught in that corner, and those 2 kills are gonna. I think he could have run down straight towards Soraka and not died, but those 2 kills are gonna be huge. Oh, and Corki goes in 1v5. At least Riven was able to get the is able to get the kill on Aphromoo with her ult. But still, Corki going into 1v5 was awful there, and I think Vlad just ran the wrong way, and he could have actually made it out with Soraka's help if she'd been given time to get off a second heal there. So they're going to take the Baron here. It's going to be a little slower because Aphro died. And Westrice might be able to pick off Takashi, but he doesn't have ult. And he's going to have to keep using dashes to get away from Muffin. So they're able to pick up the Baron pretty quickly. Takashi just basing there. And Westrice is coming after him. If he has... Oh! Oh, that sucks so bad. Oh. That is the worst feeling in the world when that happens to you. Improved recall, man. I'm telling you, it's the best mastery in the game. Yeah, that's the worst. But with this Baron, and Leona just picked up an Oracles, so it looks like Tree is not making the same mistake Westrice did and not allowing them to back, and Westrice is just super dead here. There's no way he gets away from red buff Mundo with a Randuin's. He's making a darn good effort, but Tree's doing a really good job of just sticking to him. The Westrice tried to juke boots him there, but it didn't work out. Like a couple times he dashed back and forth, but Drew was pretty on top of that. It's much easier obviously when you have red buff to stick to them. V8 could consider stealing the blue, but probably should just get a turret. And I think with the pick that Tree got top lane, they'll be able to take an inhib turret at least, probably an inhibitor. Riven is back up very soon. Tree's running in here. We get a Shirelia's initiation. Shirelia's is such a good item. Oh, but the missed hook from Leona, that's going to cost them. Yeah, they dove too far there with Muffinqt going in too early. And Mashme is going to get, yeah, like a quadra kill here. So double kill for Vlad and Corki each. Just that missed hook from Leona, she mistimed the Vlad pool. That cost them a lot. And getting that killing spree off Mundo too onto Westrice, who was struggling a bit. Riven's damage is now going to be pretty high. Finally, for the first time this game, Riven's going to be a factor, having gotten that kill in some free farm time. That is a big error by V8. It's going to be just losing their whole Baron buff and everything. They did get the inhib turret, and they're still stronger. I mean, they're still up like 8k gold, but oh, sorry, no, numbers are looking weird. Like 4k gold. Okay, that's not as bad. You know you're in trouble if you ace the enemy team and are still down 8k. But yeah, they did get an inhib turret, and they're still slightly stronger, so they should be able to push in. They just need to not make mechanics mistakes like that. Not the best play by Muffinqt there, who is a very experienced Leona player. So, and Takashi plays a fair amount of Vlad, I'm pretty sure. So you'd think he'd be used to Vlad pool timings and stuff. Not the sort of mistake that you expect to see. I suspect they'll be giving this blue buff to Kennen, not leaving it on Malphite this time. Malphite spells obviously get less and less important the more the game goes on, because in fights his spells don't scale as well, although the attack speed reduction is awesome. Oh, that is quite a surprise. He's coming around the corner into really quite a beautiful fog hiding spot because of really nice warding, like the ward in the lane, or sorry, that's a blue ward in the lane, the ward around the corner there. Let them all hide in the wolf camp and just explode Riven when she showed up. Kennen ult is down, so Corki's rockets will be able to pick away at them, but with that pick, there's no way they can stop that inhibitor from going down. Let's take a look at the map and see where the wards are placed. Both teams have wards only in the other team's half of the map, but that's mostly because V8 has an Oracles and has been only on Epik's half of the map in the past like 5 minutes. So the wards on their side are not getting cleared because they're just never over there. Obviously, having these wards placed like this is going to favor the team that's winning, because aggressive wards are better for the winning team, of course. We see Edge Phantom Dancer completed on Trist, Randuin Zeke's Spirit Visage Giant Belt on Mundo, Frozen Heart Shirelia's on Malphite, which is like just a wonderful item set for him. With the Frozen Heart plus Randuin's plus Ground Slam, attack speed slowing is pretty pretty key to V8's game plan. That was an odd Mundo ult. I don't think he's not catching anyone with that, although Mashme did turn around and take the cleaver and then do a little dance, and now we're zooming in on him. Cool. That ward finally getting cleared out by Leona, who's spending some time not on the other side of the river. Anyways, Kennen finally going for Spell Vamp after getting Zhonya's death cap. I'm actually not sure why he made that decision. I feel like not getting Spell Vamp is probably why he lost the lane to Vlad. 2 Shurelias on V8, to 2 Shurelias on Epik, so neither team has the advantage of more Shurelias than the other, which is like pretty key advantage. Interestingly, there's an Aegis on Maokai, but no Aegis on V8, which you'd expect them to see, which you'd expect them to pick up after seeing how much damage Vlad did to them in that sort of ill-fated dive. I mean, the Vlad ult cleared them all out when they dove the double turrets, and Muffin missed the hook. I really like this ward when the other team has an Oracles, because often if they're approaching from mid lane, which they usually are, they will just miss it. And as you saw there, V8 just walked right past that ward. And I expect that they're going to do it again momentarily, because they're probably going to try to force this Baron. And they'll expect that that Epik won't have vision, so they'll get baited in or something, but that's obviously not going to happen because Epik does have vision. They'll be able to see if VA goes to the Baron. Mundo not throwing cleavers over this wall. I think they think Epik is somewhere they're not. Looks like they're gonna start the Baron. No, they're trying to bait it again, and again they just don't know that that ward is there. Ward sees them, but Leona still has not seen the ward. Mundo walking over, getting a cleaver, and finally seeing the ward. Shurelias, both teams Shurelias, as you just should. And wow, huge mistake from Epik. They clustered up perfectly for the Malphite and Leona ult and the Kennen ult. And that's what I was talking about, both of these being counter-initiation teams. That you can't just cluster up in little corners like that against a team like this. And that is going to be game. Let's watch that again, just in real slow motion. Not that we can watch it in slow motion, but let's watch the setup. So we're seeing both teams cluster here. V8 trying to bait Baron. We're not seeing the ward yet. I feel like maybe Epik should split and come from this direction and from below, but they're all clustering up for here. Tree being in front there. They're still not killing this, but the Maokai initiation onto Kennen, but then Mashme, Salce, and Westrice all cluster up and just get murdered by the double AoE ult. And the initiation onto Takashi does not go as planned because Kennen can just ult, and Kennen ult is one of the best defensive skills in the game. If only 1 or 2 heroes come after you, obviously it stuns them, and if you're AP Kennen, it probably just kills them. Kennen is very hard to just pick off like that, and having to go through a Malphite and a Leona ult meant that Epik just couldn't handle it. So that was just not a good initiation by Epik, just wrongly chosen path. I think maybe if they had split up and sent Riven from the top, or sent Corki and Maokai from the bottom, and forced V8 to split up their ultimates, then it would have worked, but they weren't able to. And V8 takes this game, and since they won the first game of the series, which has been lost to history, this means they won this match in the losers bracket after they lost their last match. So that is the game. I feel like that was a really well played game by both teams. There were a couple key errors. Mostly, I felt that V8 made a bunch of really good decisions, and then a bunch of mechanics and sort of being over-eager errors that almost cost them the game twice, but then just being in the right places at the right time, and Epic's inexplicable refusal to buy an Oracles and just cede map control to V8, I think, is what ultimately cost them that game. And I expect that we will not be seeing them make that mistake in the future. Epik came into this tournament as the 2nd seed, so they were pretty well favored to win it. And V8 is 8th seed, so this is a bit of an upset also. Anyways, that's the commentary. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. Also, check out the original stream if you aren't already. Probably by the time this goes up, we'll have seen the next day of play or so. But the first, as I'm casting this is one of the few videos available. And I will try to cherry pick some more fun games from the tournament, from the the basic tournament and the winners and losers brackets, and then I will probably cast the whole finals if I can, especially if it looks like it's going to be really exciting between teams that I like and stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned, and I will bring you more content. Thanks for watching, and GG.